Good afternoon. My name is John Underwood, and I'm here with Mr. Woods, a first grade teacher, and he is helping me complete the coaching conversation assignment. And here we go. So, Mr. Woods, can you start by sharing the standard or lesson objective that we were targeting in yesterday's math lesson?
All right, we were going over 1.4, which is explaining subtraction as an unknown add-in problem. An example of that would be like 10 minus 8.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be 10 minus 8, and they were doing it in the form of word problems.
Yes, I did see that. Did see a
We
lot
were
of word
doing a
problems.
daily review.
Okay, daily
So
review.
what you observed was our math talks, our review before we get into guided instruction.
Okay. I like that, yeah, and they were really engaged, so I thought that was awesome. I heard a lot of good stuff from the students. So what kind of strategies do you find most effective in helping students build that automaticity and fact fluency that we're working towards?
I love to do fact fluency. I love to do vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
I love to explain in real time using that vocabulary and applying it. I've noticed that has caused so much growth in my children.
Yeah, and I will say they were, like I said, the engagement was really high, and I loved your use of the wheel to select students. I thought that was really creative, and it just kind of helps, switch things up and lets different students answer questions.
Yes.
And to help with all that, how do you differentiate or support students who might need extra help during a lesson?
What I do is after we do our after I do my guided instruction, we may go into small groups right before. I also do a lot of formative assessment on the spot verbally.
Yeah, definitely saw a lot of that.
To see if they are gaining those concepts. If I see that they need some help, I'll put them to my small groups table.
Okay.
Once we go into small groups, and then we'll have a teacher facilitated conversation where I'm talking to them and helping them in real time.
Yeah, see, I love that. I love that. Small groups, they're so powerful to use. And so what evidence or data did you collect to determine if students met the learning goal?
What I do is I do quick checks or exit slips at the end of a lesson, just to see and gauge what they actually understood and what they didn't. And then if I see that they need to reteach the next day, I'll do a review where we go over some of those basic concepts and really break down the data. I go through and see what question they actually need help on.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I wish I had seen, I was only in here for maybe 15 or 20 minutes and I saw a lot of whole group. I would love though to come back and see some small group and just see kind of how you manage that.
Oh yeah, great.
I love some small group in my class.
Yes, I have a chart. I have it's rotations. They have about 3 rotations. Since they are in elementary, they have pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, since they are in first grade, they have pictures to show them what station they should be in, and each station is color coordinated.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Yeah, you're a first grade teacher for sure. And the data that you do collect, how do you plan to use that data to guide your next steps in instruction?
I take what they were actually struggling in, and then I look back on myself and see where I could have went wrong, where I didn't explain that subject correctly, or if misconceptions, yes. Or I'll go in to see like exactly were they using the manipulatives right. I try to fine tooth comb.
Yeah, I like that.
Why they were,
Yeah, where that misconception may occurred. I think that's awesome. And like I said, I did see a lot of, they were in their books, they were up, they were talking. But how could you maybe incorporate some more technology into your next lesson?
Generally, what you didn't witness, generally, I would have them pull out their iPads and they would pull up their daily review digitally so that they could work out the problems themselves, and then we go back over it. but I was having technological
Yeah.
issues, so I had to go ahead and just pull it up on the
The
board,
old school.
and we just work it the old
Okay.
school way.
And I think that's awesome that you did that. You know, being a teacher, we really have to be flexible. And even in my classroom upstairs, I deal with all kind of iPad issues, and,
Yeah,
and sometimes you just gotta
You
gotta
keep
get it going.
rolling.
Yeah, you gotta keep it rolling.
Instruction cannot stop.
No, I love that too. So reflecting on that lesson, what do you think went well, and maybe what would you adjust for the next time?
I would use my will and aims more effectively. Also, I think preparedness is something
Mm-hmm.
I could have prepared a little bit more.
Yeah, that's anyone could always say that.
You know,
Always.
I could have prepared a little bit more, and the next time I think I would have more manipulatives on the table.
Yeah, definitely.
So that
Especially
they
in
can,
math.
you know, so they could do that in real time. They could work those problems out
Yeah.
and actually use the manipulatives in strategy.
I love that. Yeah, I think that would be really great. And so my last one, my last little one for you. What goal or focus would you like to set moving forward to continue strengthening your math instruction?
A goal of mine is to include more vocabulary. I just feel as though the way that they are creating these new math problems and these new math questions, they're using a lot of vocabulary, and I did some deep diving into my data to see what was actually the misconception with my students, and it was vocabulary, because
Wow.
if they don't know what fewer is,
Yeah, that's going to mess them up. It
that's
changes
gonna
everything.
mess them up.
Yeah.
So I know that I have to teach vocabulary, and I have to teach it intentionally.
Definitely.
With intention.
Well, I will say, when I was here, the academic vocabulary was evident. I mean, they were talking about math, which is always great. You were talking about it, and they were really engaged. I thought that was great. And I really just want to say thank you for taking the time to let me talk to you. Thank you for letting me come observe your class. It's been awesome, so thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.